Hey everybody, we thought we would introduce you to the 65 C10. This has kind of appeared in the background.
Yeah, y'all got a snippet of that?
Yeah, there was a snippet of that when I was cutting apart the Bronco. But the people that have been watching the channel for a while will recognize this chassis.
Yeah.
And this was the epic blooper reel of the drive shaft. I'm gonna insert a tiny little clip, and everybody will get a good laugh out of it. We laughed about it.
We laughed.
Wasn't funny at that exact moment, but it's funny now. Turn your key.
All right.
Fire it up.
Definitely in gear.
Miscue, yeah. Well, I knew we was gonna do it. Sooner or later, it was gonna happen.
Hey, it went really well compared to what I thought would have happened. You know, I mean, the thought of that was really bad.
Yeah,
That was pretty smooth, though. I mean,
it is a loop, but yeah.
yeah,
It didn't
let's
come up, it just went down.
yeah, let's
Hey,
try. Let's.
We was trying to line up a U-joint, and I had her kicked.
Well, that'd be for your blooper series.
Even the caps didn't come off of it.
Yeah, you can't
No,
beat
we didn't
that.
even spin the cab off.
Like I say, it
Not
could have
that
been
we
a
was
lot
gonna use
worse.
that U-joint
Yeah,
anyway,
but
but
still,
still.
we're gonna have to go chase them anyway.
Round 2, finish him.
Take 2, yeah.
So the chassis came back. It got painted by a local guy. He had much more free time than I did, so he painted the truck, and he did a really good job.
He did. Excellent.
So we are tasked with putting the whole rest of the truck together, wiring up the LS, and wiring the whole rest of the truck.
And all these parts.
We have from our friends at American Auto Wire, we have a complete harness. And today's task was the factory AC mount. For those of you that are familiar with the 5.3s, the truck engines, the factory AC compressor mounts right here. It's got its own separate belt that it runs on, doesn't run on the main belt, and it mounts right here. Well, that's fine and dandy when you're in a modern truck and the frame is about this far apart. On an older truck, 65 C10, frame's a little bit closer.
Hence
So,
the problem.
Hence where we start getting into a problem. And the air conditioning compressor, we could have used that one if it would have fit. The air conditioning compressor that came with the kit is a little bit smaller. So that's handy. That came in pretty good.
And shiny.
And shiny.
I like that.
And it fits in there,
Let me see.
but it doesn't fit the factory mount. There's nothing, so it doesn't bolt on. Well, I thought about making one, but then we knew somebody had to have had this idea before. So we looked up, and sure enough, Dirty Dingoes already makes the mount. I don't have to make something. I was
Woohoo!
fully prepared, had the bench ready, was laying everything out, and Dirty Dingoes has already figured out all the math and brackets for me. So in the morning,
Go Dirty Dingoes.
yeah, we've ordered transmission cross members from them. Now we're going to be ordering air conditioner brackets. But yeah,
In
So-
the morning, we ordering the parts.
yes, in the morning, I'm going to be calling them, having them on the way. But yeah, we've had this engine running. We have done a very little tune on it. Basically, it was just a tune to get it to run and show proof of life, since we had the whole engine apart, put everything back together. Transmission was rebuilt, completely went through. So we just fired it up, did a proof of life, let it run, made sure it idled, and we'll work on the tune when we can actually get the rest of the truck together. So
Absolutely.
you see the Terminator harness. And I have to find somewhere for this to go to the firewall and insert the terminator.
And disappear.
Yeah. And you see, the firewall has been slicked. The heater box and all was removed. We're putting vintage air on the truck. So when we put the vintage air, the vents from the cowl will be stopped up, and it just uses internal air. So I haven't cut the hole for this yet till I mount the vintage air, because I don't want these two to occupy the same space. I don't want to drill a hole in a nice, beautiful firewall when I'm going to mount the vintage air right on the inside. So we're going order operations. Mount the vintage air, see what room I got left, then add the wiring in. And if you come over here, you'll see the truck. These are factory colors. The factory bright white, and then the baby blue. But the interior color, the customer changed this because on a factory truck, this should have been light gray. I think I got a picture of a factory one. I'll insert that if I can find it.
I'm in love with that color.
Yes, this is a much better choice. I totally.
The customer did awesome.
Yes.
That was a great choice.
If you come around, you can look at the dash. It looks much better.
Yes. And look at, there you go.
Yeah. That was a much better choice. And you see the bed, he has mountains of parts that we have to put together.
But it's beautiful underneath. Can I get us? Yeah, right back there.
Yeah.
There you go.
The bedwood.
Yes. It is so pretty. It's going to be a really nice truck when it's done. And we're excited to put it together, aren't we?
Oh, yes. So we have
Mountain of parts.
Mountain of parts, which this is the old air conditioner that he bought that doesn't fit in the truck. This was bought from Southern Rods at Shades of the Past Car Show, and we found a date on it. 8/2 of 16.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but this unit
Need some help.
doesn't fit on the firewall.
Oh.
This part hits the tunnel, where the tunnel curves in behind the valve cover and the coils there.
Uh-huh.
This actually hits it.
Oh.
So we can't mount this in, we could mount it, have it offset, but then it's going to be in something else's way. So
Back to that order of operations.
back to that order of operations, we got the vintage air unit.
Oh, it came already. I
It
forgot.
came already. We have it. I haven't even opened the box yet. The radiator made it. We bought from Champion. We bought the LS swap
Nice.
radiator.
Nice.
Very nice. And the box looked like the FedEx truck had drove over it. But thankfully, they put enough foam in there that the radiator survived with no damage.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness that they packaged them well enough. I guess they know, that they're going to be treated a little roughly.
Yes.
So, thankfully, they did a good job on packing.
So now we just have to make the mountain of parts disappear onto the truck.
Yes. We have to re-drill. He bought a brake booster, but the holes for the brake booster bracket don't line up. So we're going to go through and re-drill these and then paint them.
Uh-huh.
And I have to redo the power steering lines. We hooked them up just so when we did the proof of life that we wouldn't run the pump dry. Because we've run a pump drive before. And
We won't insert that.
LS pumps kind of shoot out sparks when they've just ran long enough without fluid. It's an amazing fact. But we have a OBS, old body style Chevrolet seat in here. which we are going to cut the base.
Don't worry, guys. It's not gonna.
Yeah, the owner wants the seat down.
Uh-huh.
He wants it lowered just a little bit. So we're gonna try to lower it and get it below the window sill right there.
And we're going to change that color.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
do a little magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want that color. No. But we haven't cut it yet, so it's not painted.
No.
And then
Oh.
the gas filler, which remind me I need to get a new little plunger. When he did the body work, he got a little putty.
Little putty.
It's stuck. It doesn't spring anymore.
Well, we can fix it.
Yeah, so we got to get a new one. But yeah. And then the tailgate is off being painted. The doors haven't been painted yet, and the front fenders and the hood have not been painted yet. So I'm not exactly ready for them at this moment anyway, so it's okay.
Right.
But
So this is going to be a fun project.
yeah. Hold on, I will raise it up and show you what we have to do underneath, our work underneath.
Okay.
Hold please, your call is very, very important to us. Okay, mi esposa, meet me on the other side.
Gotcha.
So if you look in the little dark cavern on there, I don't know if the lighting will show, but there's the gas tank. And this is the LMC tank. I'll insert the part number, I don't remember. And it wasn't the fuel injection tank. We had to make it
Right, I remember.
a fuel injection tank. But it's gonna have the side fill that's gonna come out of our little door
Gotcha.
right here. So I need to get my elbow. I have my gas hoses, my little size adapter here. And
And we have to put those in there.
yeah, I have to put my elbow in and then put the tank vent.
Okay.
And we have to basically put all brake lines on,
Right.
the emergency brake cables, because this one has rear disc. We had converted this.
Oh, yes.
And then we bought, these came the other day, we bought new spark plug wires.
Oh, yes. They're right here, aren't they? Dragonfire?
Yes, that's it. I like these.
These we put on my car first, didn't we?
Yes, they went on your car first. These, they're not the most expensive wire that's out there. They're not the cheapest either. But I like them for the ceramic boot that goes around the exhaust. Now, these factory ones, the heat shield on these, they work fine. But I think these look a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to change all the plug wires out. And like I say, these aren't the cheapest wire. They're a good wire. They're not the most expensive, and they're not the cheapest. They're kind of middle of the road. I think I paid 120, 130,
Right.
something.
But I think they look nicer.
Oh, yes. And then we have the steering column inside. We have to make, and I am probably taking the rag joint off here. If you come here, I'm going to get rid of the rag joint, and we're going to put a double D shaft
Oh, yeah.
connection.
That's a good idea.
We're going to make it the steering U-joint, because I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the rag joints anymore. Ever since I had that one stick,
Yeah.
I am not a fan anymore. We had one rag joint that got in a bind and didn't like to turn, and it made things real exciting for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that is a little update on the one that was in the background.
Yeah. So we
So-
knew we had snippet y'all on the other video, so we had to put out one to show you what's
yeah,
happening.
I got plenty of parts. So once we come home from Auto Fair, and if anybody's going to Charlotte Auto Fair, we're out in the green field. Stop by and say hi. But we're going to spend this weekend at Auto Fair. So when we come back,
When
like
we
I
come
say,
back, all of this goes on there.
yeah, I got a mountain of parts to put on. So
And we still have the Bronco Progress.
yes,
And
and the 71 Long Bed Mafia
and
and the quarter panels
finally showed up. Yes, they finally
For the
came.
Mustang,
So now we've been waiting.
Oh, we've been waiting 6 weeks. Well, more than 6 weeks actually.
I
But,
think it was more like 8 weeks.
yeah, it probably was if I looked at the calendar from the day I ordered them.
So you guys
Right.
make sure to keep up with the channel. It's going to be a busy summer.
Yes, like I say, we get back from Auto Fair, it's game on. We've got enough to work on, enough to keep me busy for quite a while.
Absolutely.
So, as we end all of our videos, thank you, Lord.
Thank you for today.